Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, dreamers, future history makers, I want you to close your eyes for just a moment. Imagine standing on the edge of a vast uncharted ocean at midnight, the waves crashing violently against the rocks. There are no stars overhead, no compass in your trembling hand, no lighthouse beam cutting through the blackness. Your mind screams, "Turn back, this is suicide." Most people would obey that fear and retreat safely to the shore. But the person with true vision doesn't need external light, because the light lives inside of them. Vision is not what your physical eyes see in the moment. It is what your spirit knows is possible when every circumstance screams the opposite. Proverbs 29 verse 18 says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." This is not talking about physical death alone. It is talking about the slow, silent death of purpose, the withering of hope, the emptiness that swallows those who wake up every day with no compelling picture of tomorrow. Vision gives meaning to Monday mornings. Vision turns survivals into significance. Without it, we become like ships without shutters, drifting wherever the current takes us. Helen Keller, blind and deaf from 19 months old, became one of the most influential voices in human history. She said, "The only thing worse than being blind is having sight with no vision." Think about that for a moment. She could not see the sunrise or her mother's face. She could not see the sunset either. Yet she graduated from Radcliffe College, wrote books that inspired millions, and fought tirelessly for the rights of the disabled worldwide. Her vision was stronger than her limitations. Nelson Mandela echoed this truth after 27 years in prison. Vision is the art of seeing what is invisible to others. He did not just survive, but he also saw South Africa free long before the world believed it was possible. Let me take you deeper. An eagle does not waste precious energy flapping wildly against the wind like smaller birds that exhaust themselves in every storm. Instead, it climbs to the highest cliff at dawn, locks its piercing eyes at the distant horizon, and simply waits. It waits, it studies the sky and reads the invisible current. When the warm thermal wind began to rise from the valley below, the eagle simply spreads its massive wings and let the wind do the work. It soars effortlessly above the clouds, above the rain, above the chaos, above the storm. This is what vision does for you. While others are exhausted from fighting circumstances, from battling doubt, from wrestling with what if, what ifs, what ifs, what if it fails? You will ride the wind of purpose. Vision lifts you. Vision gives you altitude. Vision takes you above and through the storms. Vision lets you see the forest when everyone else is lost among the trees. And when the storm comes, and it always does, the eagle doesn't quit. It simply adjusts its wings and let the same wind that threatened to destroy it become the very force that carries it higher. Your vision is that thermal current that holds onto when the wind howls. But vision does not stand alone. It must be married to holy imagination. Albert Einstein said, "The genius who unlocked mysteries of the universe declared this thing: imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attraction." God modeled this for us in creation. Before a single star burns or a single flower blooms, the Creator imagined it. He saw it. Then He spoke it. Ephesians 3 verse 20 promises that He who is able to do immeasurable, exceedingly, more than we can ask, think, and imagine, according to His power that works within us. Your imagination is not a childish fantasy. It is the very workshop of the Holy Spirit. Walt Disney added, "If you can dream it, you can do it. If you can see it, you can do it. If you can visualize it, you can be it." He didn't just say it, he lived it. Let us confront the mountain that stands between vision and victory, the temptation to quit. Thomas Edison failed over 10,000 times before he finally lit the light bulb that burned brightly. His famous response, "Many of life's failure are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up." Every failed attempt was simply data. Every no brought him closer to yes. This is the spirit that we must cultivate. J.K. Rowling, rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter was accepted. It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all. Her vision of a boy wizard changing children's literature forever because she refused to let rejection kill her imagination. Consider the mighty bamboo tree in greater death. For 4 long years after planting, the farmer sees almost nothing above the soil, just a tiny green shoot that barely moves. Neighbors mocked him, season changed, drought believing, day after day, month after month, year after year. He doesn't dig it up. He just checks the roots. He trusts the process. Just in the 5th year, the bamboo explodes upward. 90 feet in just 60 days. Where was all that growth? It was underground. Roots digging deep, foundations being laid in secret, strength being stored for the moment of breakthrough. Your life is just like that bamboo. The silent years when nothing seems to be happening. The years of job loss, of broken relationships, of delayed dreams, of missed opportunity, of failed efforts, are the years your vision is developing roots that will defeat hell itself. Real life story about Connell Hardell Sanders. He was 65 years old, broke, and living on Social Security when he began knocking on the doors with his fried chicken recipes. He was rejected over 1,000 times before Kentucky Fried Chicken was born. Like the bamboo, his roots of vision and imagination grew in the darkness of rejection until the world tasted his dream. Let me share another story. The marathon runner in 1968 Olympics in Mexico City, John Stephen of Tanzania, fell badly during the marathon. His leg was injured, bandaged, bleeding. The winner had already crossed the finish line. Officials begged him to quit. The stadium was emptying, yet he limped across that line. Long after the crowd has long gone home, when a reporter asked him why he continued, he replied with tears in his eyes, "My country did not send me 7,000 miles to start the race. They sent me to finish it." That is vision. That is never giving up. That is imagination. Seeing the tape even when your body says stop. The Bible is filled with such stories. Abraham was 75 years old when God gave him vision of becoming a father of many nations. He waited 25 more years for his son Isaac. Yet Romans 4:18 says, against all hope, in Abraham believed. His imagination of descendants as numerous as the stars kept him going when logic said it was impossible. Joseph's journey is even more dramatic. Thrown in a pit, sold as a slave, falsely imprisoned, 13 years of hell, yet he never surrendered his vision. One day, Pharaoh called, and Genesis 5 verse 50 verse 20 says, and records his testimony. You intended to harm me, but what the devil meant for evil, God intended it for good. Friend, what is burning inside your heart right now? What impossible picture has God placed in your imagination? Maybe it's starting that business, writing that book, restoring that broken relationship, or impacting the community for Christ. The enemy will whisper, "It's too late. You're too broken. You failed too many times." But I declare to you today the words of Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Oprah Winfrey, who rose from poverty and abuse, said this: "The biggest adventure you can take is to live the life of your dreams." Take a moment and ask yourself, am I living with vision, or am I just drifting? Am I watering the unseen roots or complaining the lack of visible growth? Will I be like the eagle that soars, or like the chicken that scratches in the dirt? Vision is your divine assignment. Imagination is the blueprint. Perseverance is the hammer and the nails. Together, they build cathedrals that build future generations, that future generations will stand in awe of. Rise up today. See the unseen. Dream the impossible. Water the roots. Finish the race. The world is waiting for your light that only you can turn on. Your greatest days are not behind you. They are ahead of you. If you will only hold fast to vision, you will never fail. Imagination is a preview to life's coming attraction. What you call impossible is telling you, I'm possible. What you say will never happen will happen if you never give up. This is what you're called to. Vision you must step into. Walk the straight and narrow paths. Be blessed.